just relaxed, calm. This past year, I was in a state of confusion. This past year, I was lost. I was confused. A lot of things weren't making sense. For those of you who are, I guess, more reserved, more quiet, more relaxed, you got to know how to keep the waters calm, meaning the things going on in your heart. Stay relaxed, stay calm. Don't allow things around you to make you uncomfortable. Don't allow things around you to make you be uneasy. Just like the water, flow. For those of you who are symbolic and believe in spirituality, flow could simply mean follow the leaders of wealth. Being relaxed, being calm, you have to wait. It allows things to come to you. Being calm allows things to come to you. Sometimes being too loud pushes things away from you. And that could be in all aspects of your life. I know that simply because of just experiences in life. You stop doing the things that calm you down. You stop doing the things that relax you, keep you centered, keep you relaxed, keep you grounded. I remember reading this book by Ralph Waldo Emerson, and it was a passage in the book where he was explaining how it's easy to be in isolation, it's easy to be calm, it's easy to be relaxed when you're by yourself, when you don't have any influences or factors around you. Can you still be that same person in different settings and different environments? Don't lose thought, don't lose who you are as a person because of what's going on around you. What you see in front of me is a blue heron. It's a little bird, and the blue heron represents calmness, stillness, peace, tranquility, serenity. And a lot of the times, a blue heron is always, I ain't gonna say always alone, but most of the time it's alone. It spends a lot of time in one place. A blue heron isn't a hunter bird where it go out and seeks. A blue heron waits for things to come to it. It's very patient, it's very calm. And you know, a lot of times we may have ourselves thinking or believe that if we don't go out and go get it, if we don't go out and go pursue it, go chase it, then we're going to miss out on it. And that's not necessarily the case. Sometimes it's the thought and the fact that you're chasing it is the reason why it didn't come to you. I have so many instances and situations in my life where I was patient and I waited. I was relaxed, I was calm. Quiet isn't always overlooked. Quiet isn't always, it isn't always, it isn't always a stillness or a calmness or quietness. Sometimes quiet is very loud to a lot of people. Sometimes quiet is very, very loud. And you just got to have that patience. You just got to be very calm, very still. Just got to be at ease. Learn to relax yourself. I think this video is very helpful simply because at one point in my life I thought I found myself. At one point in my life I thought everything was figured out and it was just supposed to be a steady incline. And if you dial things back and look at it on a bigger scale, you will begin to realize and understand that that is simply true. But what happens is they're going to have these rough patches in your life where things will not make sense. And when you're going through a struggle point in your life and you don't understand what's going on, just understand and realize you're growing, you're changing, things are beginning to take form for the better. But remember to always keep it basic. Don't shy away from the things that got you to where you are currently. Don't shy away from that. The things that got you where you are currently are the foundations, the base that you need in order to keep progressing and keep moving forward. Growth isn't easy. Growth isn't easy at all. Sometimes growth is gonna shake the boat. When growth shakes that boat, when growth gets to rattling the cage, stirring up different things in your mind, just know it's removing parts of your life that aren't supposed to be there for the next phase of your life. But that's the only way to grow. I used to think growing up, growth would be I work hard and I get rewarded. I learned at a young age that sometimes the work you do, you're not rewarded for it till long, long, long after. And you got to understand and know, like, the short term, depending on where you want to be, depending on what you said you want out of life, can be very short term. Now, what does that mean? I'll give you an example. Me and my father had talks and goals of wanting to pursue the NBA. My father fell short, and growing up, I also wanted to become a basketball player. It kind of just took form and took shape into something I wanted to do. Now, what I didn't know and realize is sometimes pursuing a bigger goal, the NBA is definitely a goal that most will never achieve. Now, what I didn't understand and know is because I set the standard, I set the bar so high, I was under the radar a lot of times. In high school, I was overlooked. College, I sat the bench until my sophomore year. I started getting a little bit of recognition. But what happened throughout, I would always question different things. I would be frustrated. I would be angered, impatient. And the longer something takes, the more patient you have to be. The longer something takes to come to fruition, the bigger it really is. And sometimes you may not never know like what you're working towards, what you're working for. You have no idea what you dreamed about. You have no idea what you manifested. You have no idea what you said you really want. And what happens with that is there are things in life currently, right now, that don't make any sense. It's not lining up. It don't make sense with anything, or it's not going anywhere where you said you wanted to go. Like today, you could be homeless. Today, you could be broke. Today, you could be mentally like struggling. Your spirit might be off. But your long term goal would be to, hey, I want to be rich. I want to be successful. I want to prosper. I want to feed the world. I want to take care of certain people. I want to create an idea. I want to invent something. I want to be an innovator. Whatever the case may be, currently, right now, it's not making any sense. You don't know how you're going to get from where you are currently to where you want to be in the future. And what you got to understand and know is that things don't have to make sense. There are other things out here in this world to where if you're looking at something on the face value, you're only going to get surface level results. And the thing what I'm trying to get you to understand is once you change the inner, once you change who you are as a person, I'm trying to tell you these results will come. And it might not come to fruition for the public eye. It might not come to fruition for everyone to see right away. But you got to understand and know like timing, patience. There may be some parts of you that you haven't figured out yet. And going back to me looking at this blue heron right here in front of me, it's like, look how calm, look how still the heron is. Look how calm, look how still everything around us is. It's very peaceful, it's very relaxing. And these are the places you gotta be. Not in a physical sense, but in a spiritual sense. In your mind, in your heart. Just be calm. Take a deep breath, relax, and be calm. It'll change for the better. It most definitely will. A little backstory about myself. A little backstory about myself. A year ago, 2 years ago, we'll go 2 years ago, I was mentally lost. And when I say mentally lost, I was out here losing myself. I didn't care about life. I didn't care about living. I didn't care about pretty pretty much I didn't care about anything, and it was things around me that I was letting control me. The more you get to learn yourself, the more you get to know yourself, the less likely you are to be controlled by exterior factors. Once you learn yourself, you will realize, understand you are in control of everything around you, and you dictate and determine the outcome of your life. You dictate and determine. You dictate and determine how far you go with this. And I was homeless, sleeping in my car at a QT. I was really struggling. I was lost, confused. And what happened was I kind of went away from a situation and into a different situation where I thought things would be better, or I thought things would be easier. But what I didn't understand or realize was I was afraid to face myself. And me running from a situation, I got somewhere where I was able to find myself. And what happened was the setting began to become calm. The setting began to become more still. The setting began to become more peaceful. And what happened was I started peeling back these different layers of life, started learning where these areas where I was struggling finally got it together. And you can do the same.